Hi, I'm still here. Anyway, indie films have always interested me, especially ones that try to push the limits on, what they can do with their tiny budgets. One that has stuck with me for many years is this little film by an insanely underrated director named Matt Johnson called The Dirties. The Dirties is a film by Matt Johnson. Crazy, it's almost like I just said that. About two students who are making a movie for their school. While they're making the movie, one of them starts to lose track of reality and whether or not he's playing a character anymore. During the film, Matt is the primary one to get bullied. As it keeps going, he starts to become more and more, detached, and he starts becoming more focused on getting revenge. In the movie they're making, they kill the bad guys, and in his head, they're gonna kill the bad guys. Is it framed up right? I feel like there's like a little bit of... Meanwhile, Owen doesn't really know if Matt's being serious or not. Owen's life, despite him still being bullied as well, has been getting better. He starts talking to this girl that he's had a crush on for years, starts getting closer with her, starts getting involved in more of her friend group rather than hanging out with Matt. And Matt kind of starts getting a little jealous. As they start getting more and more detached from each other, Matt starts to kind of further lean into his addiction of movies and, this fake world he's created and wanting to get revenge. And Owen eventually just is not able to tell whether or not it's a performance. They start fighting until eventually they slowly have their friendship fall apart.
You were always acting.
I'm not always acting. I'm never acting. I'm never acting.
You're acting even right now. Always. You're conscious of yourself. I don't know what's real with you and what's not real with you.
This is real. I'm being real. I'm being real. Look.
Little thing about this movie, Matt Johnson and Owen Williams are the two leads. They use their real names, so that way they can come up with bits better on the fly. And it really helps when writing this, because I don't have to write down 4 different names for 2 people. So I appreciate that a lot. One of my biggest things about this movie is the filmmaking style. It's very indie, very run and gun type thing. They're really going into these schools, which sounds really bad. They're really going into these schools to film for their movie as students. And they're kind of pointing out the flaws in things as they go too. They do this in their show too. It kind of creates this really natural element, and they still have this weird found footage / documentary kind of vibe to it. Imagine The Office if the cameramen were actual characters and had any impact at all to what was going on. So imagine The Office if, the filmmaking style made sense. But it never really feels like it's a gimmick because of how the cameramen are actual characters too. They refer to them by name a few times, mostly just Jared because he's the main cinematographer, but still.
What does this look like to you? What does this look like to you? You're walking by, you're just a regular person.
I don't know.
Jared, what does this look like? Here I am measuring something,
Okay, but you...
and I took a picture of it. What does it honestly look like?
You know what we do? We will put a microphone on her locker. That's a great idea. That's not crazy.
But yeah, as they're doing this stuff, they're actually getting real reactions from the students, the teachers, the various people they interact with. It's really interesting, and I really like the way it's done. Matt and Owen's real life friendship kind of helps with these jokes that they're making. It makes everything feel very real, very natural. Their real friendship dynamic is really shining through here, and it really does help with the scenes. I said really a lot and real. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, there's an interesting conversation that's unscripted between Matt and his mom that really sells the whole kind of filming dynamic thing, and it's really cool. I really like it. It's a really small moment, but it does a lot for the movie. Hold on, I had to turn the screen sideways. It's distracting me way too much. But he does this thing a lot in the show, Nirvana the Band, the show, which is the best show ever made. And I cannot praise it enough. That's his style, is just getting these real conversations, these real interactions by just being exaggerated versions of themselves. Actually, I kind of need that screen back. Can I do this? Yes, I can. That's way better. Sorry, new camera. But they're pushing limits on, like, interacting with people without being harmful. Like, all the interactions they have aren't to make fun of the people that they're in the scene with. It's to show this really absurd thing and show how real people react to it. And, like, in this scenario, there's a bit where he goes into this, city building to get blueprints. Meanwhile, the scene is essentially staged a little bit, but he still interacts with the people. There's a behind the scenes clip that I'll show right here, but where he just goes up, asks someone a question, and then gets the response.
Okay, I'm gonna hand these to him and be like,
Are these,
do you know if are these regulation? Like, is this like a regulation size for blueprints? There is.
I mean, when you say regulation size,
I mean, like typical, like a normal size.
people come in with that size. We probably prefer 11 by 17, but sometimes if you're doing school in condos or hospitals.
Okay, thanks a lot, man. See ya.
And because the response is, like, kind of vague-ish, he can kind of, like, incorporate that into the movie, and it's really interesting the way they're, like, able to just, like, shoot so much, essentially, that it will edit itself. Like, you can find scenes that'll, like, manage its way into the script. It's really cool. I'm gonna just talk about the thing for a second, just skip past to this point if you don't want to hear about Nirvana the band, the show, the movie. The greatest film ever made. I got to go see it with the director, with Matt and Jay, the co-creator, the co-star, and we drove to Atlanta to see it. It was so cool, it was so fun, but the way they talk about it is just like, they broke so many rules, they just did everything they could to just, like, get these conversations with people, like, going into a hardware store and essentially saying they're gonna cut the cable on the harness on the top of a CN tower and skydive into the fucking baseball stadium. But, like, hearing the real interactions sells it a lot. Yes, I got to go see Nirvana the band, the show, the movie, the best movie ever made. One of them, at least. I still think it's just a miracle that movie got made, but they shot so much of it to where they said they had, like, 2 other full movies worth of stuff that they shot before landing on the final product. Which, once that's out in theaters, please go see it, because it is... You don't even need to be a fan of the show. It's one of the... Why am I out of focus? How long have I been out of focus? Sony?
What did they say as a kid? You'll die? Bags used to say that. Put this over a child's head and the child will die.
They say it'll suffocate.
Will suffocate. Well, what the hell is this? I'm fine.
I don't know how long I've been out of focus. I try not to look at the screen, and that was the biggest downfall of my life. Holy shit. I'm not redoing any of that. What the fuck? That was weird. I lost track of where I was. Yeah, go see the movie when that's out. Anyway, moving on back to the Dirties. Even with the, frantic filmmaking style, the shooting for, like, everything really flows together. And it does a thing that I feel like found footage movies don't do enough, is, like, most of them have an original score or something like that, or edit in music, and it feels really weird and unnatural. This one actually shows him editing as he's going, and talking about the edits he's going to make, and the edits he has made in the movie, and it's really fun, and it gets rid of a lot of those, like, little flaws that I always feel, like, with these type of things.
Is this too cheesy? Is this way too cheesy? This is not like me, eh? To do this? If at the end of this, we shoot a montage of us, like, jumping around exciting and celebrating this, celebrating finishing the movie, and we can put in that wicked song by Best Coast.
But yeah, no, it's really cool. Like, he starts making the end credit, like, visuals as he's there and says, I'm going to render these, but you're probably going to have to put them in yourself. I'm like, that's fun. I like it. It's cute. But no, with all that, it's still edited to perfection. It's like not 120 Gs. It's an hour and 20 minutes. Everything kind of feels real with that, which is, I appreciate that. Found footage movies kind of struggle with shit like that, and it bothers me a lot. I like found footage movies. Just some of them are fucking terrible. I will say that. But there's a lot of things that I can appreciate on like a technical level and a story level from this film. You know, the story of a friendship really falling apart as one starts to lose track of himself, and the reality of the situation, and the accomplishment of a really small film being made for almost nothing. The two combining together to make something that's actually quality filmmaking with decent acting and like just like a feeling that I don't really get from found footage movies or movies in general that are low budget. Without going into detail, because I want y'all to experience this, it's a very interesting watch, and it's a film that stuck with me for years. I think I saw it in like 2015 maybe. My brother put it on the TV and was like, hey, this is really cool. It was made for about $10,000, and most of that went to clearing the rights for songs, but it's an incredibly impressive debut film that just proved Matt Johnson as a filmmaker, and then everything else he's made afterwards. He made Operation Avalanche, he made Blackberry, which was a fucking incredible movie that, for being a product movie, like, it was so good. It did everything it needed to do and more, and just incredibly impressive. But he's definitely a filmmaker to like keep an eye on, that I feel like more people should be looking at. Barely anyone I've ever talked to has heard of this movie. It's literally me, my brother, and then people I've showed this movie to. So my friend Ocean, yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about it. Go check it out. It's on YouTube for free right now. Don't know if it's still gonna be on there because it's, not official, but it's also available on the Internet Archive. Umbrella Entertainment just announced that they're doing a Blu-ray release, which I pre-ordered because yes, and yeah, I really hope this movie gets picked up more. Hope you guys see it. Check it out. Check out Matt Johnson's work. Check out Nirvana the Band, the show. The funniest show ever made. I will keep saying that because it is true. And yeah, I don't have much else to say. This is a kind of lame first video to get back into, but focus on my eye. Focus on my eye. It doesn't know that I'm a face. This much of me, not a face. Okay, you can see the flaws in my face. I don't like this anymore. Goodbye.